And we recognize. Peace, Jaslynn. Peace, sis. How you doing? How you doing? Your girl is so glad, so grateful to deliver this reading to you. There's a song that keeps coming up right now that I want to get the name of and share with you before I even get into the reading, because it's on the top of my head and I don't want to forget about it. But it is a gospel song and it goes something like, "You're already here and we recognize you're already here." I think there's something there that you need to look at, listen to, and understand. The song is called "Already Here" by Brian Courtney Wilson. And I feel that the reason why that is coming up so deeply is because you need to start acting and moving as if whatever it is that you desire is already here. You are continuously, you have these desires, you have these wishes, you have these things that you want to manifest, specifically surrounding abundance. Specifically surrounding abundance and safety, security, your foundation, root chakra stuff. But one of the problems that is blocking you from really living in that abundance and experiencing that abundance holistically, one of the problems or one of the challenges that you're being faced with right now, Jaslynn, is that you're not living in abundance, right now. And that doesn't have anything to do with money. That has to do with a mentality. That has to do with an energy. That has to do with your essence. Okay? That has to do with how you carry yourself. That has to do with how you look at yourself, how you perceive yourself. And you've been holding on to the perception of not having enough or not being good enough or not being worthy of enough. And you've kind of been, almost stuck in that place. That's why the Two of Swords actually came out, right? The Two of Swords feels like a stalemate. It feels like you're stuck. It feels like repeating old cycles. Another card that came out was the Reverse Firm Foundation. This is so spiritual because, Dream just did a video on the show 1899, and it had the upside down triangle like that. And so what we are talking about, one, is you need to be tapping into your feminine energy. You need to be tapping into your womb power, sis. You have to activate your womb. The same way you've been able to birth children is the same way that you can birth abundance, sis. The same way that you've been able to hold on to kids in your womb. And 9 months later, 10 months later, them babies is born, you need to hold abundance into your womb. See, the way that I read these cards, baby, it ain't what you're gonna typically hear. It ain't what you're gonna typically hear. You are being asked right now to birth abundance. Okay? And so what that means is that you have to implant the seed. And as you implant the seed of abundance, and here's a major key, you got to make sure that you are implanting that seed properly and that you are storing it deep into your womb. You got to make sure that you hold on to that baby and that you don't birth prematurely or that you don't have a miscarriage with that baby. Okay? That's what you have to make sure of. That's what you have to make sure of. You got to put that seed, you got to insert that seed into your womb. And you know what? You got to get your partner, your man, your husband, baby daddy. You got to get him on the same page with you, because it takes two to tango. It takes masculine and feminine energy coming together to make a baby. And the baby, that's why this card came out. I knew it. Because the King of Swords, okay? The King of Swords comes out, and this shows a very masculine energy. And so here's something that I'm hearing. The conversations that you are having with your partner need to be of upliftment. Y'all need to stop talking about what you don't have, what you can't do, and all of that stuff, and start focusing on what you do have or what you can do. Speak the truth that you desire to have, right? Now, this doesn't mean that you all are delusional and crazy or whatever, but y'all need to have some mental clarity about where y'all are going and what y'all are doing. And you have to use your intellectual power. You are smarter than you think, and so is he. Y'all are smarter than you think, right? You're smarter than you think. You have more power than you feel. And it's time for you to rise up into your authority, sis. Abundance is your birthright. Abundance is your birthright. But the issue, the challenge that I feel like is coming up is that, when you were a kid and you were growing up, no one empowered you and made you feel like you were strong, like you are capable, that you are worthy, that you are loved, and that you have the ability to grow and manifest. Maybe in your past, when you were younger or a kid, people were jealous of you, or you were envious of others. And the reason why I say that is because this card came out, envy. And it says, I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. And so here's the thing. One, I want you to pay attention to how you are perceiving and observing other people. Don't think that anybody is better than you. Ain't nobody better than you for no reason at all, right? And so that could be an unconscious pattern that you're holding on to. You may not feel like you're thinking that way consciously, but I want you to pay attention to the unconscious, meaning pay attention to the subtle things that are taking place. Pay attention to the subtle changes in your emotions and in your feelings and in your thoughts as you are observing other people or as you are engaging with other people. I want you to pay attention to those subtle things. But also, it doesn't necessarily have to be you. It could have been something from your childhood to where you were, beautiful, bright, free-spirited, and people around you wanted to tear you down, wanted to break you down, didn't want you to really recognize your power, recognize your amazingness, recognize your beauty. And so you may have had family members, sisters, cousins, aunts, mother, whatever, grandmother. You may have had people close to you be envious of you. And because they were envious of you, they talked down to you. They talked down to you. They said negative things to you to try to lower your self-esteem. And a part of your work right now is overcoming that and not staying stuck to that, not believing the stories that they told you, because the shit that they was throwing at you was their shit, not yours. And so I need you to remember who the hell you are. I need you to remember your beauty. I need you to remember your amazingness. I need you to remember your power. I need you to remember your wisdom. That's why this Hierophant card also came out. The Hierophant. Now this card symbolizes spiritual wisdom. It symbolizes spiritual wisdom, spiritual insight. And I'll tell you, sis, you need to go on some sort of fast. You have to do some sort of fast work. And here's why. We have multiple sevens that came out, right? First, we got this wasn't the first seven, but we're going to talk about it right now. We got the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups really symbolizes, having all of these options, right? Having all of these options open, but not really being clear about the direction that you're meant to go in. You got all of these different, opportunities and choices and things coming up, but because you have unresolved emotional trauma and stuff, sometimes you're making decisions delusionally. Let's just say that. Sometimes you're deciding things based off of a spirit of lack and not a spirit of having more than enough, not a spirit of abundance. And that's what you have to work through. Okay. That's what you have to work. You have to start asking yourself, if I had all of the money and all of the abundance that I desired, what would I get? What would I choose in this moment? What would I be doing in this moment if I had all of the abundance that I wanted? And then once you ask yourself that question, you need to live in that way. Here's the truth of the matter, is that there are healing opportunities. Right now, this reading is so important for you. This reading is so important for you. And I need you to open yourself up to the healing. I need you to open yourself up to the activation. I need you to open yourself up to the growth and for the opportunity that is available to you right now. You got to open yourself up to it and you got to walk in it. You can't, you no longer can just talk about it. You no longer can just listen to it. You literally have to do some work with it. And so like your higher self right now, your spirit guides right now is just telling you, like, make up your mind that you strongly want abundance. Stop telling yourself, oh, you know, we've been okay. We've been making it this far. We all right. Da, 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 da. No, be honest about what it is that you want. Say, I want more. I need more. Okay. And then with that desire, right? With desire and with that requirement. And I heard Melanie, the spirit doula, say, don't say need. And when she said that, I think that was powerful. So instead of saying need, because if you say need, that means there's a lack, right? That means that something is missing. And that's what we're shifting from with you right now. So instead of saying need, I need you to speak to your higher self about what it is that you require. You know, how much abundance do you require at this moment for you to live in your purpose, for you to live in your power, for you to do what you love? What type of work do you require at this time for you to be able to spend time with your kids, have more than enough abundance to take care of your family, and to be in the flow and be aligned with your higher divine self? You need to ask yourself that question. But I feel like you need to get deeper into your spiritual work. Again, that's why that Hierophant is coming up, right? This card symbolizes spiritual wisdom, spiritual insight, sis. And your spiritual wisdom is going to come through your meditations, your healing. This card says, enter the chamber of healing, meaning you got to go into, when we think about what a chamber is like a room. It's a place of darkness. It's a place of just going within. It's a sacred space. And you have to enter into that sacred space because right now you are being given the opportunity to heal this thing, right? I want you to go listen to the Spirit Doula's video. Spirit Doula did a video just the other day. It was called like something spiritual, a message for spiritual people, something like that. And she's talking about abundance. And I think a lot of what she said in that video definitely aligns with where you are right now spiritually in the work that you are needing to do. You have to focus on stop making decisions from a place of lack and start making decisions from a place of having more than enough. And it's just a shift in your mind. It's just a shift in your mind. It does not mean that your finances change right now in this moment, but your mind can. And the more that your mind changes, the more that your mind evolves, the more abundance and the more resources are actually going to flow to you. So a part of your work right now is, as you're moving forward through life, asking yourself, am I thinking thoughts of abundance or am I thinking thoughts of lack? And those thoughts show up in so many ways, right? If you think you don't have enough time to meditate, that's a thought of lack. If you're thinking, damn, we got to eat this because whatever reason, you know what those thoughts of lack are, and it's all an illusion. Perspective is everything. Perspective is everything. So it's time for you to start transforming your mind to see abundance. Now, the reason why I said you have to fast is because I'm seeing sevens here. The 7 of the 7 of Cups, obviously a 7, and this is speaking to your emotions, right? It's speaking to the fact that you are making decisions from an emotional space, and you're kind of like wishful thinking, but you're not making choices from a place of power. It's like you're hoping and you're wishing that things work out in your favor, and you got to start moving from a place of power. That's a 7. When we bring these 2 cards together, the Hierophant and the 5 and the 2 of Wands, we're talking about another 7, right? And again, the two of Swords, I should say. That's why I said you and your partner, y'all got to watch y'all words. You got to watch how y'all talk about yourselves. And that's where this King of Swords actually came in. Right? This is that masculine energy. This is that, okay, I'm forward thinking. I'm recognizing my power. I'm choosing my words wisely. I'm speaking words of power, right? So that's the Hierophant, and the 2 of Swords makes a 7. And then another card that came out for you was the Triumph, which was a 7. And so you see he got the red flag. So we're seeing that root chakra energy again. And then he's moving in fast on a horse. We know that he's moving fast because look how his hair is blowing. That goes hand in hand with this. Your healing is coming through quick, sis. Your healing is coming through quick. I promise you, right when you make this shift and you consistently stand in this place of power and you consistently think thoughts of abundance and of having more than enough, you're gonna start receiving a windfall of abundance of things that you didn't even expect, an abundance of time, an abundance of grace, an abundance of love, an abundance of finances, an abundance of freedom, right? Those things are gonna come in fast. It's coming in swift. You know what I mean? But you got to get in it. You got to get in it, and you have to control your emotions. You have to control your emotions. You have to control your words. I know having kids can be a lot. I know they weigh so much on us. They just pulling our energy and pulling our energy and pulling our energy. But you have to take time and get into yourself. So we got 3 7s that are showing up in this reading. So I want you to tap into the 777. Get you a symbol. You could even go on gematria. You already know how this works, right? Gematria, because Dream talks about it often. Get on the gematria. You can type in 777 and you can see the actually let me do this with you right now, because you can tap in and understand what that 777 means. Obviously 777 means good luck and fortune and cha-ching. It's the jackpot, right? It's the jackpot at the casino. So one thing that I want you to do, I want you to get 777, and I want you to hang it up on your wall, hang it up on your mirror. I need you to hang it up somewhere, because what you're going to do is you're programming your mind for good luck, for fortune, for change in your life for the better. That 777 symbolizes you rising up through those chakras, you healing through those chakras, and you not being burdened or bogged down by that envious spirit and by that root chakra being imbalanced. It's time for you to actually rise above that. You've been in that space for long enough. It's time for you to remember your power. It's time to start seeing yourself the way God sees you. This card is the High Priestess, and it says, mysteries revealed in the eyes of Isis. And so what that says to me is that, one, a lot of spiritual downloads are coming through to you. A lot of spiritual downloads are coming through to you, sis, but you got to operate them. Again, we know that's true because these 2 cards really go hand in hand. Because again, the Hierophant talks about, this is spiritual wisdom. This is the priest. This is the teacher. This is somebody coming into your life, or you being that person that is sharing spiritual wisdom and sharing spiritual insight. And then the High Priestess, this is your connection to your intuition. This is your connection to the goddess that is within you. And so your spirit, your higher self is like, this is a powerful time for you, but you have to start doing the little things. And the little things is like making sure that however you're perceiving a situation, however you're looking at things, make sure that you're seeing things as if they're all good and they're all working out in your favor. This takes discipline, because your habit, your emotional habit, and your physiological habit, meaning the habits of your mind and the habits of your body, tends to see things as if it's not working out in your favor, or as, oh, it's the same old thing over and over again, or I keep on having this same old experience, right? That's how you're used to seeing things. But right now, your spirit and higher self is saying, we're giving you an opportunity in this moment to see things how they truly are, which is they're always serving you. You got to get out of this energy. This is the energy that you have to get out of. Feeling like you're stuck, feeling like you're stagnant. Stop telling yourself that. You're not stuck. You're not stagnant. You're not repeating old cycles. The only reason why you keep feeling that way is because you keep telling it to yourself. Okay? You keep telling that to yourself. So you have to make the decision. This can also symbolize in making hard decisions, being afraid of the decisions and feeling like you don't know which way to go. Okay, feeling like you don't know which way to go. And so the answers that you need right now, right? The answers that you need right now really rely on, is the decision that I'm about to make a decision that I'm making from a place of triumph, from a place of winning, from a space of spiritual wisdom, from a place of spiritual insight? Or is the decision that I'm making right now from a space of fear? Is the decision that I'm making right now from a space of fear? Is it from the space of comfortability? Is it from the space of this is what I'm used to in my life? You have to ask yourself those questions, and you got to shift. So if you're feeling confused and you're like, I don't know which way to go, I don't know what to do, I'm feeling kind of stuck, you have to ask yourself, is this direction that I'm looking in, is this in alignment with my abundance? And if you feel like you don't know that answer, this is why you have to go into the chamber. This is why you have to go into the darkness. This is why you have to get into your meditation or get into some type of fasting practices. Get into some sort of fasting work. Because when we fast and when we meditate consistently, this is where we get our answers. This is where all of the confusion, really gets out of the way, and we can really see and understand things clearly. Okay. And so you are being given the opportunity right now, sis, to make decisions that align with your healing and make decisions that align with your abundance. Hell, I'm congratulating you already, because even you deciding to get this reading was you making a decision from a space of abundance and not from a space of lack. Okay. So you're already in alignment for your wins and for your triumphs. You just have to fully surrender to that, fully walk into that. All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful situation. I want you to understand that you have spiritual wisdom that you need to really be tapping into. You are not new to this spiritual information. You are not new to being a divine sacred being. This has always been you. You are the high priestess. Okay. You are the high priestess. You just have to remember. You have to remember. And so I want you to go back to your childhood. I want you to do an inner child meditation, and I want you to remember who you were before the jealousy, the envy, the frustration, the feelings of not being good enough. I want you to go back to who you were before all of that, because when you were a child, Jaslynn, you knew that you was the bomb. You knew that you was amazing, and it didn't have anything to do with the type of shoes you had on your feet, the amount of money you had in your pocket, how your hair was done. It didn't have anything to do with that. It was just something inside of you. It was just an internal knowing. And your spirit, your higher self, is asking you to return to that. Return to your foundation. Return to who you were before the trauma, before the disappointment, before you started to feel like life was just beating up on you. Okay? So you got to tap into that spiritual wisdom. You got to actually operate the spiritual wisdom. Some of the downloads that you've been receiving, Spirit is saying you haven't been acting on it. You just been listening to it and be like, ooh, that's cool. That's dope. That's a download. I received that. I hear that. But then you don't take action. You don't do anything different with it. You don't use the information. And Spirit is telling you that's another reason why this King of Swords is coming through, because this King of Swords energy is like, let's move forward. Okay. This King of Swords energy is like, okay, I know what it is that I need to do. I have the mental clarity. Let's move forward. So these two cards are really, you got these two energies right now that really serve to support you if you let it. These two energies are supposed to support you, but instead you've been fighting, you've been clashing with them. You've been fighting with these energies. Meaning you've been feeling like, oh, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. What am I supposed to do? I got this over here. I got this over here. I know that I'm supposed to move forward. I know that I'm powerful. I know that I'm the authority of my own life. I know that my power lies in the truths that I tell myself. I know this, but I still don't know. I still kind of want to hold on to my old self. I know I got my new self and my old self, and they're going back and forth. Spirit is like, it's time for you to stop self-sabotaging. If you need answers, sis, you can get the answers. Stop telling yourself you don't know. That's a lie. That's a lie. And anytime you tell yourself you don't know what you're supposed to do, you don't know what you should be doing, anytime you tell yourself that, you are speaking from a place of lack. You are speaking from a place of lack. You're speaking from a place of a lack of self-awareness, and it's just not true. And your higher self is like, nah, it's time to get over that. It's time to let that go. It's time to start moving from a place of knowing, and you'll know what is right for you based off of how a thought or emotion makes you feel, how a thought or how a situation makes you feel. If it makes you feel at peace, if it makes you feel gratitude, if it makes you feel bliss, that is how you know something is for you. If something makes you feel like, oh, I'm doing the same thing that I've already done, if something makes you feel like you're repeating an old cycle, if something makes you feel like, damn, I can't get over this, then you know whatever that thing is not for you, and you have to take the steps to move forward. Go into that chamber, go into yourself, get into that meditation, right? Get into some fasting work. I also need you to, like I said earlier, start to see yourself through the lens of a God. Stop just seeing yourself, sometimes we talk about, oh, I'm a goddess and I'm this and I'm that, but we don't really see ourselves as that, right? We don't really see ourselves as that. And so that's something that you're going to have to shift, right? And so that comes through self-care, right? Through self-care. Sometimes you got to say no. Sometimes you got to say no to your partner. Sometimes you got to say no to your children. Sometimes you got to say no to your job. Sometimes you have to say no based off of what it is that your spirit and your higher self is needing. So I want you to get that 777. I want you to hang it up in your house somewhere. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, nice little sneezes happen to come through right now. I'm gonna have to research that and see what that means. Let's see what that means, because that's kind of funny. Sneezing, spiritual meaning. Let's see. Ooh, it says sneezing once simply means you are working on expelling negative energies and cleansing your spirit. Ooh, wow. Oh, wow. This is coming together. Another thing says sneezing for no apparent reason raises many questions as to why. Your body is trying to send you a message. But here's the thing. Because I am live on your reading, I haven't sneezed on any other reading. I feel like it's less about me and more about you. Okay? It's less about me and more about you. And so it says, it says, it is believed that if you sneeze once, someone is talking behind your back and speaking ill of you. And this person could be someone you deem as very close to you, perhaps your mother-in-law. Now, the reason why I read that one And I don't want you to get caught up on that. I'm not going to get caught up on that. I don't want you to get caught up on it either. But the reason why I read that is because of this card right here. This is why. Envy. Like I told you earlier, I feel like when I saw this card that it wasn't your energy that's necessarily envious, but I feel like people around you, you know, were, they just didn't understand how you have overcome so much, how you still smile, how you are still glowing. They don't understand that. And so they have like this envious type of spirit. And because they have that energy, it had caused you to be confused about who you are. Okay? It had caused you to become confused about who you are and has made you to forget your power, your essence, your strength. Okay? And so you need to remember, you need to let that stuff go. You need to purge. Okay? You need to purge. You need to fast from the beliefs and the perspectives of other people, even if it's your partner, even if it's your mother, your mother-in-law, your sister, it doesn't matter who it is. It's time for you to let go of their limiting beliefs about abundance and walk into your power. Okay, let go of their limiting beliefs and start stepping into your birthright. You don't have to keep believing whatever the hell these people got to say. You don't got to keep believing that. Okay, so start seeing yourself, get back to seeing yourself the way God sees you, which is beautiful, which is powerful, which is abundant, which is everlasting and infinite and wise. All right. That's what my reading for you is right now, sis. Like I said, that 777, get that up, get you some chakra work in, specifically the root chakra, but really all of your chakras. Do some fasting work, some meditations. And I want you to do your meditation. As you meditate, I want you to see yourself as a goddess. I want you to see yourself beautiful, worthy, uplifted. That's how I want you to see yourself in your meditation. Because if you can see yourself dripped in gold and honey, I'm picking up on Oshun energy, just so you know. But if you can see yourself in gold and honey, looking beautiful and vibrant, and you can hold that vision of yourself for long enough, the human stuff will work itself out, because energetically you are becoming a woman that is abundance herself. All right. That's my message for you today, sis. Peace.